Good morning, everyone. I want to continue from where the leader of opposition left off and to say to the Holness family that we all were very concerned about the reports, as unclear as they are, about the need for the multiple police to turn up at the residence. We in Jamaica are very concerned that our democratic traditions be protected, and there should be no attempt to threaten the Prime Minister nor his family. Our condemnation is strong, and we trust that all the perpetrators will quickly be brought to justice. Now, let me say that today is not a day that we celebrate. And indeed, I've been hearing comments about the call for the Prime Minister's resignation being far too soon and being premature. I do not share that view. I do not believe we should have had to call on him to resign. I think in this sort of tradition, a Westminster democracy, it should be clear to the Prime Minister that he cannot function as a leader with this report unresolved. And it is obvious that the report is unresolved in many aspects. I confess I have tried to go through all 177 pages. It's a laborious task. And it requires going through it with a fine-tooth comb to identify the breaches which are within this report. My guide is what I call the Holness principles of accountability. Because the Holness principle of accountability was first demonstrated to me in 2013 when he called on Junior Minister Richard Hassan to step aside. He said that the fact that the OCG, as it then was, had found Richard Hassan guilty of corruption because he had bypassed established procedures in making 10 shops in the market for women in his constituency who were vendors in the market to be deserving of isolation and condemnation. He said he would not sit in a parliament where Minister Azan sat. He said it was a dark day for Jamaica and that the public had lost its trust in the minister and the institutions had lost their trust. Now, as the leader pointed out, the Integrity Commission was at pains to point out that as Prime Minister and head of government, Mr. Holness has a higher duty to the public to ensure that the laws of Jamaica are maintained. But he has more than that to do because he sets the moral compass for his cabinet, for the parliament, and indeed for the entire country. So when we as citizens are condemning crime, when we say that our young children are turning scammers, when we condemn shoppers, the leadership of the country has to demonstrate consistency about how they approach this. What is it that I find most egregious? The fact that the Prime Minister lied to the country. Because when he was asked if anyone in his party was under investigation for illicit enrichment, he had searched far and wide and there was nobody. Perhaps he should have searched close. Because as it turned out, he knew at the time that he was under investigation for illicit enrichment. And Jamaica has to take a stand because it is unacceptable that the leader of the parliament, the leader of the government could tell the country such a barefaced lie. So I said there is no resignation call, which is premature. He should know what to do. He should do the right thing. And I remember when he was being sworn in, he spoke to us about the man on the donkey who said to him, Andrew, do the right thing. Now he has a chance to do the right thing. He should step aside.